What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Body Code Games. My name is Cody, and today I kind of want to talk a little bit. I just seen this post on my Facebook about the new game. Let's see, what's it called? Black Myth Wukong. And it just hit. The thing came out, I believe, Tuesday or Monday, but it just hit 10 million sold copies worldwide, and that is absolutely insane. So if you think about it, this is a $60 game. More than likely a lot of places have it on like a launch discount of 10%, but either way that's $6, $50. Either way, this game made over $500 million, and it is insane to think about. So we'll hop into it and kind of go to the article I saw this at, and so we can see more about it. I mean, the numbers are just amazing. A lot of people, this year it's been good for gamers. I feel like maybe last year might have been better, of course, but this year was kind of slow. But when this came out, I think it took everyone by surprise, even though I knew about this years prior just because I remember seeing the cool footage of the monkey and oh, this game's going to be sick. And it came out and it did a number that I think no one was really expecting. I think the first day, not even 12 or 13 hours later, just on PC sales and the Steam, it went to I'm pretty sure there's like 1.7 million active players, and that's just on PC. I don't know if we know the numbers yet. So I mean, that is crazy to think about. And let's go to this article, kind of read about it. But 10 million, I mean, that's $500 million for a company. And they did say this gaming studio, this is like their first major video game, AAA game release ever. And even me being a game developer, can you imagine having your game studio's first major release to break $500 million? For your first game. They did say they made like mobile games prior, but mobile and PC and console is a different animal. So you might as well say this is their first major release. I'm not too sure how much they spent development wise, like how much they paid everyone. They haven't. I'm sure I could Google it and find it out, but it hasn't really been said. I do know it's like the Chinese first huge major success in the video game industry. You got to think most games come from America or Japan. So a Chinese video game to excel like this, $500 million, is insane, and it's a huge accomplishment to China and Chinese people. So that's crazy. Just reading this, 10 million copies across all platforms. The action game was released globally on Tuesday, enjoyed one of the best opening days as measured by the number of players on a gaming platform, Steam, and sold nearly 1.2 million pre-release copies. Now that's even crazier. So before they even came out with this game, let me get my calculator out. We'll just say it sold for $60 a copy. Let's see, 60 times. So even before this game released, it made around $70 million. $70 million, even though, your companies take a portion of that. So think about it. If they made $600 million in 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is since it's been released, more than likely the gaming where you release game, whether that's PlayStation, Sony, Xbox, Steam, they'll take a cut. They'll take some of them probably more than likely 15 up to 30%. Steam does 30%. So okay, they made $600 million after the cut. They probably are still getting $400 million. And that is insane. And that's only in 5 days, 4 days or whatever. 5 days, I believe, since it came out Monday. So 5 days and you're making that much money. and it's going to keep making money. I mean, if you can do those numbers that quick, just think about it. The game of the year last year was Baldur's Gate 3, and I know they sold numbers just like that, but I don't know if it was that quick. I think it took them over time to maybe reach 10 million. I guess we can look it up, but I remember seeing they made like $500 million on BG3. But even on the Steam thing, BG3, I think the highest player count was like 800,000, 900,000. This thing hit double that in 12 or 13 hours. So it's going to more than likely sell more than BG3 when all is said and done. Because I, for one, have not bought this game yet. I will buy this game. I know a lot of people will continue to buy this game. $60 is a lot of money to some people. So some people have to save up to get this game. So the people that are buying it now, either A, saved up, or, money's not a big thing to them. But you got a lot of people that are saving to get this. So these 10 million copies it might double in a year. I like to see how many copies are sold after 1 year. I can see 15 million, 20 million, because I'm going to be one of those people. I will buy it. I just have so many games right now. I have my Steam library is over 520 games, but I will buy it. So it's just going to keep going up and up. We'll see what the whole week sales is. If it's at 10 million now, I can see it going to 12 million after week 1. I mean, it's crazy to think about how much money is in the game industry. And like stuff like this, it does cost money, cost time. But if you think about it, it's not like you have to do anything for production when it goes into video games. It's not like you have to buy iron or steel to fabricate something. Doing something like this, you just use it all technology. It's just, even though it costs money to pay people to make this stuff, but it's nothing like, where you have to pay for actual physical items, to make something. So all this money they made is just something they use with like technology, And think about that. That is so crazy. It's like no waste, You buy a metal skyscraper for whatever, $1 billion. You're having to get the iron and the steel and all that, And something like this making the same amount of money as that literally has no waste, It's just paying people for their time and their ability to do something like this. And I mean, it is a beautiful game, and I'm super happy that something like this did this good. I knew it was coming. I think it really took everyone by storm. How many people were hurting for a single player game? That goes to show another reason, these single player games are the ones that are selling. You have a lot of AAA studios closing. And if you look at the ones that do close, some of them they do the micro purchases, and not a lot of people want that, so they end up shutting down, thinking, they can make more money that way. But the money, people want a nice, long, single-player game. That's how it used to be back in my day. Either that or a nice 2-player couch co-op game. All this shit where you have to buy to play, pay to play. It's getting old and people are noticing it. They're like, it's nothing, no new content. It's just a new mask or a new weapon, and it's just not like it used to be. And I think this is showing. This is year 2 when a game did this big of a hit. Last year was BG3, correct? And they won Game of the Year, and I got a feeling this is going to win Game of the Year this year. No doubt about it now. I really don't know how many contenders it's up against, maybe Final Fantasy VII, but this came out the same time BG3 did last year, and a lot of people, I feel like when you're doing Game of the Year, kind of release your game around this time, because if you release at the beginning of the year, unless it's really freaking good, then it kind of gets forgot about, unfortunately. But this, like BG3 was an early access, but officially released last year at this time. But I mean, this is insane, to do numbers like this for a single player game. And it's good for this company, because if they keep making games like this, they're going to keep growing and growing, and we'll have more like video games from different countries come here. Because a lot of the games we receive, it's not many of them, guys. From maybe Japan, America, Switzerland, maybe Russia. But it's not. There is a lot of good Chinese games, and I see them on Steam because I'm huge into RPGs, and they look good, it's beautiful, but they don't translate it to English, and I think that kind of hurts a lot of these companies because their games look good, but if you don't translate it, you're not going to be able to sell much. So hopefully this will help other Chinese companies, studios, think, hey, maybe we should port this and make this in all languages. Because I think that's what this one did, and look at it, sold 10 million. I'm super excited to play this. Graphics look amazing. And they're saying that the figures rival those of Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom, which sold more than 10 million copies worldwide in 3 days following its launch. Now think about that. Legend of Zelda. It's been around, 20, 30, 40 years? How long has it been around? 30 years, maybe 35? Maybe going on 40. That's a game that's super recognized, that's been there, that's been at the top of its game ever since the first Zelda came out. It's always been number one. And if this game came out with nothing behind it, you can't find any game on this studio that created this to hey, what kind of games they make. You can't. And for them to come out with a banger like this, it's amazing. It just shows you when you put the time in to make a good game to give people what they want, like what I want. I want a single player game. That's like when Hogwarts came out last year. I ate that shit up. I loved Hogwarts. I did buy BG3. I haven't got into it yet. I'm playing the ones prior for, what's it called, Larian Studios. I did the Divinity Sin, Original Sin. I'm doing those two first. Beat the first one. I'm on the second one. But I want to do those before I do BG3. But this is crazy. Just how beautiful and how great. I mean, look at this. So super happy. Thought I would say something because those numbers are insane. And, a lot of gaming companies are like, this is I forgot they say this is the winter of the gaming, where it's like a lot of game studios are scared, They're like, I don't know why, but when you have a game come out like this and make that money, I don't see why the game dev dream is dead, because when you have games pushing these numbers, if you can make a game like this, different, you can do good in gaming. So I'm not too worried about finally hopping back into game development, and I'm not worried about the indie dev dream dying. Seeing something like this, just make a good game. That's all it is. Don't make the same stuff that everyone, I feel like, makes, So big kudos to the Black Myth team. Let's see if I don't even know the studio behind it. Yeah. But look at that. That is crazy, crazy awesome. Okay, so it did say, let's see, Steam played around 2.2 million people concurrently at its peak on Wednesday, and I believe when I checked it on Monday, it was already number 3 of all time concurrent players. I don't know if it hit number 1. I believe PUBG was number 1, and I don't know if it beat PUBG, but still, it beat Cyberpunk, which was another good single-player game. A lot of these companies need to catch on to see what us gamers want. We want single-player games that we don't have to pay to play. Money's tight lately. Everything's costing more money, and no one's getting raises, so we're not going to want to spend to pay to play when we've already paid $50 to buy your game, and you're wanting us to pay more. It'd be different if our wages went up along with the price of everything around us. Everything's going up around us, but our pay. Taco Bell, for God's sake, is $1.89 for one taco that don't give you any meat, when literally 5-6 years ago it was like 70 cents. Everything's going up, and I feel like some of what these game companies are doing is doing that. They're paying to play, and you know what? You deserve to go out of business. You know, no one wants to do that shit. We just want to pay one price and play a good fucking game. You'll make your money in the studio. Look at this. $500 million. So I'm out, guys. I have a video game on Steam. Wishlist it. It's besotted. Help me out. Wishlist it. I'd like to do 1% of these numbers when my game comes out, and I will be set for life, guys. I can eat so many tacos. So y'all enjoy your weekend, and those are crazy numbers. We'll do another video in a week to see what these numbers are. So thank y'all for watching. And this is Body Code Games, and I'm Cody.